in collaboration with Robert Briscoe, the Lost Play. I really need to stop doing it. Well, mind you, that will be the last time I do that, because this is probably going to be the last episode here. One more chapter, I guess, or it might not be the last episode. I might end up splitting it into... look at the background. Amazing. So, wow, and that weird light over there. Brilliant. Hi, guys. Welcome to another video. We are about to set on to the final stage, the beacon. Let's do it, I guess. Got a few things to talk about that spoiler that I mentioned at the end of the last video. I don't think was a spoiler, so I can talk about that. Let's just cut through the loading screen first, though. Oh, wow, I'm going to have to close my curtains. I upped the brightness last video, but... oh, I nearly knocked over my TV. There we go. I upped the brightness last video, but it still looked really dark on YouTube. I don't know. I'm thinking of like looking into my rendering settings and stuff again, because it doesn't look as good. It really doesn't, by a long shot. So yeah, we'll have to look into that later. But yeah, at the end of the last video, I wonder if maybe I should stop now. I want to keep exploring while I say this. Hello, we're back outside, I suppose. More candles. Yeah, at the end of the last video, I censored myself and put that little cricket sound effect on there. An actual box of candles. I love that they've put a little box of candles there, because we've been seeing candles inexplicably lit, and they're just so out of place and so weird. You don't really think about the practicalities of them actually being there. And then they show you a box of candles, and it's like, wow, they're actually elaborating on how they got there, but it's still just as weird as before. Somebody's been lighting them. But yeah, what I said there at the end of that last video was I'd seen the thing that really first got me interested in Dear Esther. When I first really heard about it, I saw a screenshot of the original mod, and I'm pretty sure I saw a screenshot of this version of the mod as well in an earlier stage of development. And I saw a screenshot of, in the middle of the caves, the deepest, darkest parts of the caves, just a screenshot of a car, just a straight up, full, complete car in a ditch with the headlights still on. And that is basically what made me think, wow, what is going on here with the story? That like freaked me out. I was like, wow, this looks really, really interesting. So I was expecting to see it. I
sat here and watched two jets carve parallel white lines into the sky. They charted their course, and I followed them for 21 minutes until they turned off near Sanford and were lost. If I were a gull, I would abandon my nest and join them. I would starve my brain of oxygen and suffer delusions of transcendence. I would tear the bottom from my boat and sail across the motorways until I reached this island once again.
So he's writing that as if he's been off of... oh, no, are those the lines in the chalk that he was talking about? Parallel lines? Wow, hold on, I feel like I didn't... oh, shit, we get a choice, guys. Which way do you want to go? Left or right? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that screenshot was really what got me into the game in the first instance, and I deliberately, from that point on, tried not to tell myself anything else about the plot, because I didn't want to ruin it, right? So I was expecting the caves that to come up. However, I've now been told that in this version of the mod, you know where we were underwater and all that stuff was going on? Apparently there are actual big... you know how the book was missing and stuff like that? There's loads of random changes that constantly happen in this game, all over the place. So you kind of, every time you play, you have a different interpretation of what the hell's going on, and different things happen, which is really interesting. And one of those things that changes is either you see that huge motorway, or I think the new version is it's still underwater if you see just the straight up car as well with the headlights still on. However, you can... there was a path over there, wasn't there? Yeah. However, that's like one of the options you can see. It won't be a highway. It will just be... I think someone left a comment as well saying it was two cars. So it's not actually a spoiler. I was kind of scared we were still in the caves and more stuff was going to be happening in this chapter, but I guess not. So yeah, there's that. That's what I saw. So I actually think that would probably be a bit more of an impactful scene to have come across, like especially in the first mod where everything was just as normal. What the hell is that over there? That looks like a person as well. Maybe it's just a plant, a bit weird. Maybe I'm looking for people too carefully in the distance, because it's like, it was so freaky before and I liked it so much. Anyway, let's come this way. Oh, I kind of want to be on the lower road, but we'll come up here. So yeah, I'm seriously loving doing this Let's Play. You guys have had so much discussion and theories and stuff in the comments. It's actually really, really cool. I've never experienced anything like that on any of the other stuff I put up. I'm wondering, do any of you know of any other games like this? Because I might be interested in... because the thing is, there aren't that many games like this. I've heard people comparing it to Myst, but I think that's a bit old for me, and I'm not amazing at puzzles. I mean, when I did Limbo, I cut a lot of stuff out, and I suppose I could do that again. But... that looks like a cow over there as well, or something on the hill. But yeah, if there's anything like this again, I've really enjoyed kind of experiencing this with you guys. So please do let me know. It's been really cool. I love how it's night out here, by the way. This is so awesome. Because the whole way through, while we were on the island for the first 2 chapters, it was like the sun was just setting. It looked, and as you walked into like the shade, you kind of half expected to leave again, and you wouldn't really see anything. But when you came back outside of the shade, the light would be gone completely. It really was giving off the impression of twilight there. And now the moon is just starting to rise. Very cool. I think I've been wandering so long now the music cues actually ended up stopping. Can we go out onto that dock over there? Is there going to be anything on it? I do like how... oh wow, can you see that? More parallel... Oh, holy crap, look, there's the radio tower. We're right underneath it. And why is it flashing? Oh man, I'm so excited. What's going to happen? The radio's flashing. Are there people there? I mean, we've been getting the impression it's a deserted island, right? We can walk across this. Oh, we can't jump though, can we? Unless it's going to auto-jump me. Shit. No. Don't drown me. Don't drown me. Oh. I was just hammering the Q button like mad there. Okay, so we can't go out there. Right, well, I feel like we've explored sufficiently. Oh, something I didn't mention in the caves, which I was going to. On the whole topic of a car crash, which it definitely looks like there is been a car crash now. I'm pretty much convinced of that. Another thing I talked about, we found the bits of the car moving sort of all over the island. There was bits of the car all over the place. Somebody mentioned that little bay we went to, and I was like, what the hell's the point in this place? And I started being a bit stupid and swimming out and kind of thing. Apparently there was a traffic cone there. I don't remember seeing one, but yeah, that would be another weird thing out of place. Oh my god, that... Oh no, it's just a post. It looked like a person, like, with their hands tied behind the... I don't know. I'm just seeing things I want to see. This is so weird. Like, literally, why is there a candle here? It reminds me actually a little bit of like the Lord of the Rings when you're in the marsh. What the hell? What's that? Is it like a barrier? I thought that was the back of a car for a second there. Wouldn't be surprised if it was. Yeah, and it's like, you like little candles of your... Oh, that was the worst Gollum impression I think I've ever done, or you guys have probably ever heard. Yeah, let's scratch that. Okay, let's keep going. I wonder how kind of long it's going to take us to get up there. See, I kind of expect there to be a building up there. There's got to be people around, because the candles, right? All over the place. It's like, and where they're candles as well, he could have picked anything. He could have picked lanterns or anything like that, right? But where they're candles, and they're so short-lived, especially outside with the tide lapping around, it's really giving me the impression of... I want to go up there as well, before we go right around there. It's really giving off the impression that someone's been here just before. They're leading us through here. And they're specifically lighting the candles for us. Could we have got up there? I'm not walking all the way back around there, guys, sorry. Let's just try and walk up. Oh, we can just walk up. Okay, good. Yeah, I don't remember seeing a way up onto this path, or was it just because we went over on that way? This is definitely more open than what we've experienced in the other... Well, I don't know, when we came across the shipwreck, that was a bit open as well, wasn't it? Just more paint. This is so weird. One thing I do feel is a bit hit and miss is where the candles are, they seem to like shed a lot more light than you'd actually expect. Remember when we first went into the caves and there was all that really beautiful, admittedly, orange lighting there, but it was coming from a single candle. It just didn't seem to make much sense. Let's come around here. That moon, man. I really do hope the guy that made this, or the guys, I keep saying it's like a really small operation. I'm not 100% sure how many people made it. I think it was less than 10 though. I'm pretty almost...
We shall begin to assemble our own version of the North Shore. We will scrawl in dead languages and electrical diagrams and hide them away for future theologians to muse and mumble over. We will send a letter to Esther Donnelly and demand her answer. We will mix the paint with ashes and tarmac and the glow from our infections. We will paint a moon over the Sanford Junction and blue lights falling like stars along the hard shoulder.
Oh, shit. Esther Donnelly. Christ. So Donnelly was Esther all along, and now I'm having to rack my brain to all the stuff we learn about Donnelly. Shit. Donnelly was the guy, or girl, sorry, Esther. So Esther was the one who, whoever's writing this always found a bit unreliable, right? That was the person who told our narrator about the guy that died and like his body never decomposed. That was all Esther. Okay, shit, that's blown my mind a little bit. The thing is, I always appreciate this a lot more when I'm editing. As we get closer to it, obviously, yes, I presume you guys all saw this. It's disappearing, even if I move back. There was a silhouette up there, though, guys. I'm pretty sure we all saw it. Look, there it is. There it is. I will find you, whoever you are. And what? How does that all tie into the whole car crash thing? Like, that means that Esther wasn't the one killed by the car. Somebody came up with quite a cool theory, I think. What does that say on the syringe? Oh, they're just numbers. Okay. More hospital stuff, by the way. Yeah, I'm seeing the connection here. We had the hospital bed when we were in the caves. More of it around here. Somebody, and this kind of stream about the island, had quite a good idea. Maybe our narrator was the guy hit by the car in the car crash. He's now in A&E. He's all drugged up, and he's maybe in a coma, or he's just unconscious. He's having visions, and he's having visions of this place, and it's kind of all in his mind. This have you guys ever seen Jacob's Ladder? A bit of a spoiler, I guess, but Jacob's Ladder's kind of like that. The entire film, like the narrative's going all over the place. You have no idea what's going on, and you see a scene of this guy in Vietnam at the start. And you assume, right, well, that's in the past. It kind of sets that up, and you kind of put that out of your mind a little bit. And then right at the end, you find out he's just been hurt in Vietnam, and now he's kind of dying. Or he's like dying, he's just before he's kind of moved on to the afterlife or whatever. And he's seeing all of these visions of as if he'd survived Vietnam and gone home, which is what you, the audience, think he has done. And then when you learn that at the end, it's really good because you realise it's all been in his head. And there's suddenly a lot of things make sense. Like, you get some scenes that are like beautiful and perfect as you're watching the film, and it's like, oh, he's a complete piece. And then there's other scenes that are terrifying and all horrible, fucked up shit's going on all over the place. And then once you learn that it's kind of because he's dying, you can draw these you can kind of think, right, well, is this him kind of drifting between heaven and hell or stuff like that? You know, his own interpretations of what those things might be. Oh, I thought the light had gone out then. And that would have been crazy if the light had gone out just as we got closer to it. So yeah, maybe this is the same kind of deal going on here. It would explain the random out-of-place things, the bits of the car, the bits of, you know, hospital stuff all over the place. Candles lighting the way. Follow the light. I don't know. You could draw those kind of comparisons. Biblical stuff going on. I mean, if you are a religious man, then obviously that comes into it when you start looking at the afterlife and stuff like that. I just see. I can't wait to go edit it now to listen to listen what he just said about Esther again. Christ. I know. I'm sorry if this is frustrating you guys going back. I do feel like you might walk a little bit too slow. Yeah, all the signs of like cells and stuff. I'm not sure how the circuitry kind of ties into that theory. Oh wow, look, a painting, photo. Wait, is that what is that? Is that a little girl, or is that like a someone with a sword? Huh. Alright, we've got something else here. Is this the same thing we've been seeing all along? Or something new? We're looking at some more ethanol. Apparently one of these was dopamine, I think somebody said. I'm not sure. There you go, guys. Analyse it for me, because I can't do it on my own. Playing this does kind of make me want to like get an audiobook or something that I can listen to when I'm going into work. Not that when I go to work is very far away from my house, but to listen to, like, of just recapping basic science stuff that I learned at school. And again, I didn't do that bad at school, right? But it just goes out of your head if you don't use it. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I don't have a knack for retaining information. But it has been a good... I mean, I never continued any of the science stuff, which I really wanted to do, by the way. When I got to sixth form, so it's been a good like 6, coming up on 7 years since I've really been in those kind of areas. I don't know, but yeah, all right. So let's keep moving. Maybe I'll shut up for a while so you guys can kind of hear the island. And then again, the island is mostly just the sea lapping against the shore, right? I mean, what else is there to enjoy? I guess just follow the candles.
There were chemical diagrams on the mug he gave me coffee in, sticky at the handle where his hands shook. He worked for a pharmaceutical company with an office based on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. He'd been travelling back from a sales conference in Exeter, forming a strategic vision for the peddling of antacid yogurt to the European market. You could trace the connections with your finger, join the dots, and whole new compounds would be summoned into activity.
Who is this the guy that he talked about? Wait, I thought he said... Oh, no, Paul. Paul was the guy that he had coffee with in the kitchen, right? Ages ago. Is he talking about Paul again? Oh, crap. All these characters. And it's... Oh, my God. Look, a light from... Oh, yeah, that was the other thing. Thank you guys very much for translating that passage from the Bible in the last thing. It was, "Behold, here lies Damascus," or like, "Leave Damascus, for it will become a ruinous heap," is what it said. And one of the things I couldn't read was said a city. Sorry, a light from heaven shone around. I guess that says him. No, that doesn't say him. It might. Yeah, I think that says him. A light from heaven shone around him. Okay, well that ties back into into like the idea that we're dying, passing into the afterlife, perhaps. But this is the nice thing, and I had a little bit of a talk about this with Magical Mike yesterday. The nice thing with it is if they do randomize stuff, the truth is that I can play it and come with a very different interpretation of what's going on than you can if you play it. We might come to the same general themes or ideas about the game, but overall the specificities or the specifics of the different things that we see and how we draw evidence to our conclusions could be completely different.
I can see my armada. I collected all the letters I'd ever meant to send to you, if I'd have ever made it to the mainland, but had instead collected at the bottom of my rucksack, and I spread them out along the lost beach. Then I took each and every one, and I folded them into boats. I folded you into the creases, and then, as the sun was setting, I set the fleet to sail. Shattered into 21 pieces, I consigned you to the Atlantic, and I sat here until I'd watched all of you sink.